Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Friday, February 24th, 2012. We're going to jump right into the charts here. There's a lot to cover. First, we're going to start off with the S&P 500 E-mini futures. You will see that they are trading higher by about 2 points right now. They're fluctuating a little bit. This is a little bit more of a subdued move here for the futures, considering the U.S. dollar has been really hit hard this morning. So we're seeing a little bit of a change in character this morning. Futures are only up by about 2 points, sometimes 2.5, 3 points. But the dollar is trading sharply lower this morning by around 32 cents on the U.S. dollar index futures. So again, futures are trading higher on the S&P, but the dollar is down, and it's not a great move. We were trading around the 167.50 level, 168 level a little earlier. But we'll see how the market trades once the market opens at 9:30 and the bell rings at the New York Stock Exchange. Often you'll see the dollar fade a little bit and the markets will get inflated. Plus, the Dow Jones is so close to that psychological 13,000 level. The market makers would love to get there by the end of the day. This way, the weekend, people feel real bullish and they'll spend some money. So we'll see how that all plays out. But so far, market has not been able to close above the 13,000 level on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. It's not a big deal from a trader's perspective, but from an average person perspective, I suppose 13,000 would be a psychological number. In any case, futures are trading higher by about 2 points, 2.5 points at the moment. They're chopping around over here, and you can take a look at the U.S. dollar index. You'll see that that is trading lower this morning by 32 cents. So pretty good decline on the dollar. Dollar down usually inflates the market. Usually we'll see gold, silver, oil all trade higher. This morning we are looking at crude prices trading at $108.25. They're higher by 44 cents a barrel at the moment on West Texas spot crude, light sweet crude. So you can take here a look at the USO, which has just had an enormous pop. It's trading right around the 41.42 level. Did trade as high as 41.60. Not a big difference there, but in any case, if you just take a look at the daily chart, it's pretty dramatic here. What kind of move we've had in oil recently, and oil continues to hold up pretty well at the moment, although it is getting a little bit overbought. But again, if the dollar moves lower, oil is likely to move higher, especially when you combine the weak dollar with the geopolitical events that are taking place around the world. Now let's take a look this morning at the GLD. This is the Spider Gold shares. You'll see it is trading at 172.96, so $172.96. It did close yesterday at 173.02, so basically flat this morning. It has not really surged this morning, even with the weaker dollar, which is a little bit of a surprise. But gold has had such an amazing run this week. It could be due for a little bit of profit taking or a little bit of consolidation either way. If that dollar does catch a bid, then you would want to watch for gold, silver, and oil all to pull back. But right now, the dollar is still very, very weak. At least it is this morning. Okay, so that covers the inflationary picture. Let's take a look here at some stocks that are in the news today. We're going to start off with Salesforce.com. Tremendous move after earnings. Salesforce is up very, very nicely. The gap pattern is pretty strong. It's not bad. It's coming off of basically a 1-week base. I would not touch the stock up here. Do not touch the stock up here. It is overcooked, overdone. There looks to be pretty good resistance up here. I don't want to say fade it because it is a Friday and the markets could hold up pretty well and the stock could go a little higher. But I would not be a buyer here. If you own it, I trail your stop, take profits. If you don't own it, leave it alone. It possibly could fade, but it is a Friday. Volume's going to get very light. This thing may be able to hold up throughout the day. All right, let's take a look at Decker's Outdoors because this one is getting hit hard today. There's still a fair amount of support on this one, on this stock. I guess there's going to be pretty good support around the 80 level. That looks to be where it's trading now. After this, you're going to have to look at $75. And after that, believe it or not, it's going to be all the way down to 65 bucks. So Decker Outdoors is getting hit, sold off sharply today by down about 10 bucks at the moment. This is definitely a big one. Watch the 75 level, okay? $75 area. There's going to be pretty good support. It may be just above 75, maybe 75.50. And after that, if it breaks there, you're probably looking at 70 bucks and ultimately $65. So big sell-off in Deckers, but there is support in this vicinity at the moment, and there's a little bit more at $75. Let's take a look at Mercado Libre. This is another stock that has been a market leader. Today the stock is gapping down a little bit, but it's traded back up to around the 94.50 level. I don't think there's anything terrible here, but if the stock happens to close by some chance below the 91.50, 91.40 area, then this thing's on its way down to $85. Okay, so there's a ton of support at $85. Today it's already bounced back up. Had an initial flush yesterday after the close. Today it's already bouncing back up. But watch this thing. If it does gap down and it continues to move lower, you got to watch that big level there, which is around 91.40. Close below there. This thing wants to go to 85. But right now I don't see anything damaging on the charts at the moment. Let's take a look at OVTI. This stock had earnings. Nice little pop. Again, looks like a strong gap this morning, so give it a little bit of the upside. Again, I don't think this thing can get above $19. It's not even close yet. It's only at $17.70, but if it does get there, 19 bucks looks to be very good resistance for the name. Okay, so watch $19 if it gets there, but it looks like a pretty decent strong gap up. It has a chance. Let's take a look at AIG. AIG is trading up this morning, closed at $28, trading at $29.80, pulled back a little bit off the highs of the day. This is another stock, government-owned, government-ran. I don't know really what to make of it. It has more upside, though, in the cards. I don't know if there's going to be a whole lot there, but just looking at the chart right now, I mean, the upside on this thing would probably be around $30, maybe $30.25. But after that, it does not have any more momentum. Do not be a buyer of this thing. But $30.25 is going to be all it has. It could be a nice fade candidate around that area. Okay? So AIG could be a fade candidate around the $30.25 level. Let's take a look at Crocs. Everybody's favorite shoes. Not mine, but most others. Stock is getting hit this morning, closed around the 2050 level, trading around 1833. This thing looks like it wants to go lower. I would be careful here. It does have support at 1785. That's a 50-day moving average on the daily chart. But the level of support, the better level, is going to be $17.14. Okay, $17.14. This actually looks like a strong gap. So that level could fail and maybe not hold. So 714 could fail. Then you'd have to look right back down at 16 bucks. That's your bounce level on this. Two levels I would say for bounce is 1714 short term intraday, and then 16 bucks probably gives you a little bit more support. But it is a strong gap down, so be careful with this. But those are the two levels where the stock could see intraday bounces. I have one more on here. CHTP. I don't know the name very well. I don't trade these small ones like this, but this one is called Chelsea Therapeutics. Stock got a favorable ruling, I believe, by the FDA on a hypertension drug. Stock is trading higher. This looks like a strong gap. So again, it's trading all the way up to 450. Has upside to obviously $5.10, $5.15. But be careful. This is a small stock. Normally doesn't trade really any volume whatsoever. It usually trades an average of 300,000 shares. Today it's trading big volume, but it is coming off of a low pivot. Should be a very good, should show good strength, and it already is. But again, the resistance level there is around $5.10, $5.15. Okay, we'll see if it even gets there. Again, I do not play those small ones like that. But either way, I want to wish you all a great weekend. It's been a fun week, and hopefully we'll do it all over again next week. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you next week.